Penicillin is a miraculous drug, and here we see the molecular structure of penicillin. Let's take a closer look at its rich history. The scientist who originally found penicillin goes by the name of Sir Alexander Flemington. Flemington discovered penicillin by mistake when he was trying to study Staphylococcus bacteria in 1928. He was running experiments with the bacteria in his laboratory at St. Mary's Hospital and set a laboratory dish containing the bacteria near an open window. Upon returning to the experiment, he found that some mold blown in through the open window onto the dish, contaminating the bacteria. Instead of throwing away the spoiled experiment, Flemington looked closely at it under a microscope. Surprisingly, he saw not only the mold growing on the bacteria, but a clear zone around the mold, the Penicillium mold. The precursor to penicillin was dissolving the deadly Staphylococcus bacteria. It wouldn't be until researchers at Oxford University in England, including Howard Florey and Ernest Chain, experimented with Flemington's discovery. They proved that penicillin could be purified and would be both harmless and effective in mice, but did not yet have the volume needed to treat people. Using new chemical techniques, they were able to produce a brown powder that kept its antibacterial power for longer than a few days. They experimented with the powder and found it to be safe. Needing the new drug immediately for the war front, mass production started quickly. The availability for penicillin during World War II saved many lives that otherwise would have been lost due to bacterial infections and even minor wounds. Penicillin now has officially been nicknamed the Wonder Drug by World War II veterans because of its great impact on their lives and soon to be the entire world. After the war, penicillin has now migrated its way back to America and has become a drug that every American will eventually have in their medicine cabinets. It also started to gain interest, and we see commercials like this endorsing penicillin.
Into the bottles they pour the liquid medium in which will grow the mold that produces penicillin. Canada triples its output of the magic drug that effects almost miraculous cures. In an oven, the medium to produce penicillin is sterilized to be sure it is free from germs. Then the girl workers inoculate the medium with the seeds of the penicillin mold. This here in Montreal is incubated, and presently in the bottles we see the mold that contains the wonder-working drug. Mass production, but all will be needed for soldiers in war. Then from the bottle streams liquid charged with penicillin, the killer of germs. This turned into powder, penicillin ready to be used.
After mass production of this wonder drug, we see it start to become prescribed to millions of people daily. Since penicillin has now been mass produced and prescribed to people, it will be taken every day for the littlest of things by patients. The drug now, from being so frequently used, has come over this climax or main usage point in history, and it's starting to fall or settle down with its usage. The falling or settling down of the usage of this drug has led to newer innovations of antibacterial agents. Some of the newer spin-offs of penicillin are Streptomyces, Enterococcus, and VRE. VRE stands for Vancomycin-resistant Enterococcus. Although we do still see penicillin used in today's society, it is starting to become less frequent when patients will take penicillin. Reason being is because the drug itself is becoming resistant to bacteria from the overdose in 40s and 50s. Slowly, in the next decade or so in our society, penicillin could become obsolete. Although penicillin has had a good run while it lasted. But all good things come to a rest sometime soon, and for the time of its fame, we see that it has sparked a new era of medicine, the antibacterial age of medicine, and that's the one we're in right now. We will be in this era of medicine till a new penicillin emerges. Antibacterial agents come in different sizes and shapes. Some of our common antibacterial agents come in the forms of soaps, sprays, and pills. We as a society have created this image of us where we need antibacterial so we can feel clean and sanitary. And this whole society that we have created with antibacterial agents was actually first sawn by Howard Florey when he was giving his Nobel Prize speech. He was openly worried about the possibility of a population explosion resulting from healthcare improvements, and said his work with the antibiotic was more of an interesting scientific problem than a way to help people. Even Flemington was originally optimistic that penicillin could be useful as an antibacterial agent, as it was safe for the human body, yet potent. Later in 1931, he changed his mind and decided that it would not last in humans for the duration needed to kill harmful bacteria, and stopped studying it in 1934. He began another few years of clinical trials and tried to find someone else to purify it. This type of dedication to something so small even got the third scientist, Ernest Chain, to be the person who helped purify it so that the pure substance could be made. If this dedication towards science hadn't been there, then small cuts or the common cold still could spell out death for us in our society. All in all, our entire medication relating to antibacterial agents, this was caused by the discovery of penicillin, and penicillin is indeed the wonder drug that saved many lives of World War II veterans.